That's a basic thing. And then, so there's some mock-ups that you can see in the document.
Yes.
And then there will be a list. So there's two mock-ups. The first mock-up is, let's say, the detail of a destination. Okay, it's basically a city. And the second mockup is the list. So the list is a bit more complex. That's when we use some Angular code, because there's a JSON file that I will share to you, and you need to parse that file to populate this list. And then whichever like destination the user clicks, it should open that destination. And the content should, of the detail from the first mockup should be dynamic. So the first title says kitesurf in Cabarete. If, for example, I click on Las Terrenas from the second mockup, it should say kitesurf in Las Terrenas. That's it. Also, there's at the bottom of the first mockup, there's something that says related spots. So this should be dynamic. It shouldn't list the same spot. It should be like Las Terrenas or another, or Buen Hombre or something like this. Something different to the current destination. And then there is, so the current Bootstrap code from the project that we use, there is a navbar. So there's a bit of Angular work to do there. It's just to make sure that when you create, you merge this project inside the navbar. So there's a link in the navbar that says travel. And when the user clicks on it, it lists the destination, and then the user clicks on a destination, it opens that destination. So this is the first step. The second step is to compile this into an Android app. So this is to make sure that you know how to build Android or iOS apps, but let's just focus on Android this time. It's the easiest. And you can bundle it, and then you can send it to me. Then I will just check the interface, and that's it. And the time you took to basically arrive at this step. And if you have some extra time left from the test period, then it would be great if you put an example of an Angular tracking event. So Angular, using Angulartics, it's like a Google tags. So it's to test if you've ever used, you know, like Google Analytics and Google Tag event tagging. And the third one is to write a script that tests that there is at least 3 destinations in the view of the travel view. So there's at least Cabaret, like one is Cabarete, the other is Las Terrenas, and the other is Buen Hombre, so that it shows at least 3. And the test should fail if I delete something from the JSON, right? Then there would be only 2 destinations. So the test would fail at that time. So the tests, it's a file that you can find in examples everywhere inside the bootstrapped code from this project. There's a link in the specification in the GitHub. So I'm gonna just put my mouse over it. Do you see it? I highlighted it just under specifications.
Okay.
So you should download this. Well, install this package, and then you run it, and you follow the guides that I put in the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, these steps. You follow them through, and that's it. And you'll realize that inside this package there is test files, and so this test file, just get inspired from these, because I know you might not have experience with a certain app, like how we call testing package, but there's plenty of examples, so you can just use these examples to basically make a test that checks that there is at least 3 destinations, travel destinations.
Okay.
And also important is the second file. So this is a template. This way you don't need to do too much of CSS. You reuse as much as possible the code from the template. So it's the second link. I've put it in a Google Drive, and it's basically a template called Now UI, and it's based on SCSS.
Okay.
So this is mockups that already 3 people completed. They took more or less 10 hours to do this test. So I hope this is something you can also manage around this time. Don't worry if it's more or less, you know, each of the candidates, they managed to do some things they couldn't. So these 10 hours actually vary because some of the things they kind of skipped. But yeah, if you manage to do this, that would be great. And then, of course, we would pay for this time you spent during this test. And maybe if it's really well done, then hopefully we can reuse it to the actual app. Because we've done 80% of the features, but these 2 mockups, these are actually new features that we haven't released yet. So we're trying to find the best candidate for this. And then we have plenty more projects to come in the next few months. We need to complete, first of all, those 20%. And then we have like projects with insurance and things like this. So we need to be able to implement these new features to the app very fast throughout next year.
Okay.
Was everything clear? I didn't check because internet sometimes is not so good.
Yes, I just could you please explain the number 3 point where you mentioned the write a script. I mean, these are all, if I have some amount
Okay.
of time, then we can add all those things, right? Apart from developing those mock-up screens.
Yeah, so, okay, let me just explain. So I'm gonna open the project. I'm gonna share you a screenshot where you can find some examples of test scripts so you can base yourself on that.
Okay. Are you sharing with me?
1 second. Yeah, just give me a moment.
Sure, sure.
Um, okay, so yeah, for some reason it's being very. 1 second. No?
Okay.
It's very slow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Okay, I added a file, like an image.
Sorry.
Do you see it?
Hello.
Hello? I don't
Yeah,
hear you
please, please,
anymore.
please, please come again.
I don't hear. Let's call. Let's stop the call and call again. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hello. Yeah. I mean, sure. Um, yeah. Okay. So actually, the quality is also better now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just added a screenshot on the document, the specs document I shared at the bottom. So it has an example of one of the specs test, like the test files. And the idea is to, so the last, like the last step of the test is to just check that there is at least 3 destinations. So you need to write a custom test file that checks how many, that there is at least 3 destinations, 3 travel destinations.
Okay.
Yeah. Mustafa, are you doing some meditation? I can hear you breathe. It's okay. It's good to do some yoga, breathing. It's okay. So yeah, just let me know if you have any questions for the tests. I think in the document, it's kind of on purpose that it's also not completely complete. Uh, and what I'm also checking is that you're capable of asking questions without being afraid of asking, so that answer. And also, I would maybe add you if there's something I can't answer. I can add you in the Slack group of where the other developers are joined, so that he could ask to a specific developer just to make sure that he can integrate the existing team properly. And that's it. I think it shouldn't take too long. Normally, it shouldn't take too long, but there's a few things that it looks simple at first, but there's for sure a few things that you'll come up to that you've never done. You'll probably like, spend a few hours, but that's all okay. It's normal. It's part of the learning process.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. For me, it's all good.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, it's fine. I have got the mockups, and so let me start. And
Okay.
so I can join the Slack, right?
Yeah, I'll show you this Slack chat, so you can.
It's on the top of the page. I can see the link.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, so there's a channel you can communicate to where there's the front end developers. It's called Front End, the channel, and you can ask. So currently there is 3 candidates in the group, also like doing the test. So they probably won't answer, but the guy that will answer is called Wasim.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, do you have any more questions?
No, that's it. That's it.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. And how do we pronounce your name? Ridhiman?
Yes, that's okay. Yeah, Riddhima.
Ridhiman. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And Mustafa, have a great day or great evening.
Thank you, Damien. Yeah, sure. Thank you,
Yeah.
Damien. Thank you, Mustafa. Have a nice day. Bye.